on, guys? Hope y'all are having a great day out there today, guys. We are doing a little work on the Kraton EXB. This thing has been performing pretty good ever since, doing the repairs on this. I replaced the front A-arms on it and the front input cups, and basically went over a bunch of stuff, and the drive shaft. I also did change the drive shafts out on this thing, and I've had it out on a couple runs and a few bashes now, and I haven't had the front drive shafts blowing out of the input cups, so that's a big plus, guys. But anyway, we're going to be doing another little upgrade to this thing. Now, it was kind of an unintentional one because it's just the way things go sometimes when you order on eBay. We're going to be putting on a set of the aluminum front steering blocks on this. Now, I've never put any of these on any of my 6S cars, or pretty much any of my rigs for that matter. I've left everything stock and, haven't had a ton of problems. I do have the pillow balls pulling out quite often. Sorry. Batteries are apparently charged. Getting some batteries charged up for a bash today or tomorrow, guys. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I haven't had a ton of problems with breaking these. I have had a few of these ends split. And of course, the pillow balls pull out of these, pretty often. So I'm going to give this a try, but the original reason I got these, well, I didn't want these. I wanted the aluminum version of this. This is for the Limitless. Now, whenever I went in and typed in the part number, which was AR330187, a bunch of things popped up. The original plastic ones, which this was the one I melted on the Limitless. And I wanted to get the aluminum ones for it. Well, this is what they sent me, and clearly, as you can see here, see if I can put them side by side. You can see the ones for like the Kraton and all those are a lot longer. The wheel spot here is longer on these, so they don't work. Now, it's not even worth shipping these back. I got these on eBay, and I think they were like 39 bucks or somewhere right around there. And they do come with a set of sealed bearings, and the bearings feel pretty nice, guys. But anyway, I decided I wasn't going to send them back. I'm going to put these on the Kraton EXP and hopefully make this thing a little better, hopefully. We're going to see if they, help anything or cause problems somewhere else, because that's always been my issue with putting, a lot of aluminum parts on the cars. Some places they're really good, like obviously the heavier shock towers, the center braces, and that type of stuff are great in the aluminum, but a lot of people I see go a little overboard with the aluminum parts, and all that does is make everything super rigid, and something's got to break on those bad landings. So try to stay with plastic as much as I can because it just flexes more. But this is kind of a common issue with pillow balls popping out or splitting these. So I figure it's going to be worth a good try and see how they work out. But I'm going to get tearing. I'm going to tear off one of the wheels here and kind of go through and show you putting these on and see how they fit up and how they work. And I will drop the link to where I got these on eBay down in the description. So if anybody else is interested in trying a set, give them a try. But I do have another set coming for the Limitless. Honestly, the aluminum version of these are extremely hard to find right now. The only places I can find them are over in the UK and someplace in China. And I'm looking at 2 months, a month and a half to 2 months for delivery. So seeing what I can find. I might have to temporarily go with another set of plastic ones and just keep an eye on those bearings. But enough of Limitless. Let's get working on the EXB, guys. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and get one of the front wheels taken off here and go through one of them. I'm not going to bore you guys with doing both things. I'll kind of show you one side and how everything fit up, and then show you the finished product. Now, this one I'm probably going to use them on something else. I'm going to see if these caps, these are a set of the M2C Racing pillow ball retainers, and let me tell you what, guys, they are worth it. Especially if you're using the regular plastic turnbuckles or steering blocks, they hold in there so much better. They have a little shoulder on them here, and they do not come loose like the stock ones. They always tend to work themselves out. Your pillow balls get loose, and you start having issues. So the M2C version of these are definitely great just because of the shoulder. They stay in there, they stay where you set them, and they don't work themselves free very easily. But I'm not sure, which we'll just check this out real quick now. Now, I'm not thinking they're going to work out very well on this just because of that shoulder in the aluminum ones. So yeah, they're kind of they're a different thread. These are a finer thread. And these ones do have a rubber gasket on it, so hopefully they do stay in there. And the gasket's recessed down on the nut, or whatever you want to call this thing, pretty far, which is good. So that rubber washer should help these stay in there. But I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Is to check them out, run them, see what happens. But so we know the M2Cs will not work on the aluminum versions. It's a different thread. But I will use these on one of the other cars, maybe on the Typhon or one of the other Kratons, or maybe the Outcast. I got plenty of the 6S line. I'll take the same steering blocks, so they will come in use somewhere. But get the also these pillow ball retainers come with the M2C ones. Come with, if it'll come out of there, the Delron pillow ball caps, or whatever you want to call these. I'm not sure what you call these things, but these ones that come with the M2C caps really are nice. They got the pillow balls just move so much smoother and freer in these Delron caps than in the stock ones. So it's another plus side of going with these. And I don't think these were too much. I think these are like $12 or $15 for a set of 4, and definitely worth the money. But we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of this apart. Let's see what I need. Need a 2mm. We're gonna get the pillow balls out of here. Top one. Get the bottom one out of here. Now on mine, I have gotten rid of all of the washers, guys, just so you know. This has been one thing that it seems like it is definitely helping this thing from popping the drive shafts out, is I have removed all the washers from the top, and I have removed the red cap on the bottom. And it basically shifts your steering block in just a little bit more and closes that gap on your drive shaft. And definitely seems like it's been having a lot less problems now, so it doesn't hurt anything. All it does is close that gap up a little bit and, hopefully not have issues with your drive shaft blowing out there, which is always annoying. So definitely a good quick thing to do anytime you get, pick up one of these things new, is go ahead and remove those things and save yourself the aggravation, because it's a common issue. Everybody's always talking about, I took the Kraton out today and ran it, and I only got like 10 minutes, and the drive shaft popped out, and, causing issues, and it ends up tearing up your input cups to the differential. It ruins those things. It chews them all up, so it's a good idea to go ahead and change those out. I'm going to go ahead and get, I can use my needle nose. I just had all this apart not long ago. Grab a hold of the nut here on the outside, the 2mm little set screw in there. You don't have to take it the whole way out, but give it a few good turns, and then your pin should slide right out. There it goes. So you got your pin out of your hex, and then the drive shaft will slide right out of there. Well, it should. I'm going to just leave these as is and whole, because the new ones come, as you can see, if you're changing over the plastic ones, you'd have to swap your little steering arm out. These ones come with it basically all as one piece. So I'm going to got the new bearings in here, and I'm going to go ahead and swap this over and see how these work out. I'm hoping I like them, because I can't obviously put them on the Limitless. They could go on the Typhon, or any of those. The Typhon and the Limitless, and there's another one of the cars that all take the same shallower style steering block, but the Kratons are definitely one of them that it does not work out on, guys. And I always have to find out the hard way. I looked on there, and of course their ad said, oh yeah, it works with Limitless and something else, but either I got sent the wrong thing, or they're advertising and they don't even realize what it actually all fits. Alright, so again, got the pin pushed back through there. Make sure that it's nice and flush on both sides, because if it's sticking out at all on either side, you end up tearing up your wheels. So make sure that your locking pin is nice and smooth and centered. And then go ahead and just give this a few cranks back down and make sure it's nice and snug. Give it a good tweak to make sure that it's set. So, bearings feel nice and smooth. Everything feels good. So, we'll go ahead and start the reassembly process and see how this works out, guys. Hopefully, everything fits right up. I'm going to go ahead and get the bottom pillow ball in there. If I can get the screw in there. Try to get not too crazy on the drill. I'm using that thing. These M2C bits, man, they fit in there snugly. There's no playing, which is great because you don't want any play in your drivers and stripping bits and pieces and parts out. That's for sure. Go ahead and wind this one in the rest of the way. I just wanted to get it started and make sure that the drive shaft was centered in there the whole way. So that fit up in there nicely. Hopefully these all fit up there good and stay in place. So now we're going to go ahead and hook up our steering linkage again. I think what I'll do is turn the car this way. I don't know. These threaded inserts that they have on these things down here, keep an eye on these also, guys, on your steering link balls, because you have your 1 or 2 millimeter screw that locks into the bottom of these things, and these things love to come loose, and then you start getting slop, and then you snap the screw off, and it's a short day for you. So keep an eye on these screws. These are definitely love to come loose on people and cause problems. So another good thing to always pay attention to. I was Loctiting them, and then I kind of stopped doing it because some of them would get so tight and I couldn't get them back apart again, and then was just snapping off the screw inside the pillow ball, or not the pillow ball, but the steering ball. And then I was not only out of screw, but the pillow or the steering ball. So I just stopped doing that and just making sure they're nice and tight and keeping an eye on them. But if you want to use Loctite, go for it. Just be careful and make sure you use, the blue stuff and nothing too crazy. I'll be right back in 1 second. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and get the pillow ball retainers back in there. Like I said, I'm going to use the ones that come with them. And then right now, I was feeling the difference between using the M2C Delron ends, which is what I want to use. But they fit differently in here, and there's a lot more slop, and it kind of shifts around a lot. With the stock ones, they do fit in here nice and tight. So I'm going to go back with these. Not optimal, but I guess my other battery's done. Sorry for the beeping, guys. Anyway, charging them lipos. Getting some 3S and 6S and all those charged up. Anyway, I'm going to use the stock ones again and see how these work out. So go ahead and put one of those in there. I'm kind of curious to see is what these feel like in here and how much this rubber gasket in here grabs and all that. Now that is tight. Now that right there feels pretty good. Now I'm kind of surprised, honestly, how much of this cap sticks out of here. I'm wondering if these caps, if you look at these, I don't think that they would work just by themselves, and I don't think they should be. You can't have the steel on aluminum rubbing around. So I'm kind of confused, honestly, on why these are so much longer, because you can't crank them down the whole way, or you get too tight. I'm hoping that these don't come loose. The rubber washer is, recessed the whole way in there, but it just clears inside. So hopefully these don't come loose. That's kind of weird. I was hoping that they would sit in there a little better, but I don't think there's anything I can do because these are the stock caps, and the M2Cs are exactly the same, except the size of the ring in the back is slightly different, and it doesn't sit in these caps quite as well. So as you can see, I don't know other options, so we're going to give this a try. Everything is fitting in there, and everything's fitting tight. I just was hoping that, I don't like how these aren't going the whole way in, because, the stock caps go the whole way in pretty much until they're flush, and you know that that's where it's usually pretty tight. Now, everything feels pretty good. Definitely nice and tight. There's no play in the uppers or lowers. Everything's still turning nice and smooth and free. The other thing, you want to make sure you don't crank these down too crazy to where, you know, you can barely turn it, because then you're going to kill your servo and you're not going to steer very well. So I think I'm going to go with that, and we're going to see how these work out. You know, they might be a fail. They might work good. Who knows? But we will give it a try and see what happens. Now I'm going to make sure that the wheel and all that good stuff fit up properly. Everything looks normal. I'm going to go ahead and get the wheel nut back on here again. Now maybe once I run this, and it's always a good idea also, guys, is once you've taken it out and ran it for maybe 10-15 minutes, is to go ahead and check those pillow balls again, because a lot of times, sometimes they don't seat perfectly in there, and all of a sudden with the banging around and driving, they'll seat, and then suddenly you'll get a bunch of play in there, a little bit of play. So keep an eye on them even after you've done it. They can continue to come loose. So, well, it feels pretty good. I'll show you a front view here. I mean, everything fits up nicely. Everything sits in there good. All the tolerances, everything sits nice and straight. Sorry, wasn't looking at my phone. But yeah, everything looks nice and straight. Everything looks good. So I guess my only concern about these is going to be is if that rubber washer is enough to keep that pillow ball nut, retainer in there tight, actually. So I guess time will tell, right? But I'm going to go ahead and get the other side changed out, and I'll bring you guys back when she's all finished up. All right, well, she is all back together again, guys. We got both of the front steering blocks replaced with the new shiny red aluminum ones. They match up nicely with the rest of the red anodized stuff on the car. But everything will fit up great, guys. Went on very smoothly. There was no issues anywhere. Like I said, the only thing that I'm a little bit concerned on is how deep those pillow ball retainers actually reseat in there. But, the rubber washer is inside the thread, so theoretically, they should stay in place and shouldn't have any problems. But, time will tell, and we'll see how they hold up. But everything else fit great. All of the specs, seem to be spot on with the stock stuff. Everything fit up nicely. All the steering alignment fit up right back to where it was. So it seems like at least all the machining stuff seems to match up really well, and they fit up great. They went on real easy, so not too bad. And I guess we'll see how these continue to hold, and if I have any issues with them. That's usually the thing with many parts, to test them out and see if they actually help or hinder the car, and if you have any other different problems with them. But I think that is going to do it for the video today, guys. I appreciate y'all coming by and come along for a little repair upgrade video on the Kraton. I guess it wasn't really a repair; it was more of an upgrade. But doing some work on some cars. One of the subscribers out there recently told me that I've been really enjoying the bashing videos, but I haven't been doing very much in the repair upgrade side. So I'm going to try to make a few more videos like this as I'm working on stuff and doing things. Hopefully soon, guys, I will be doing some more live streams. Work has just been kind of hindering that right now. With a couple days I get home a week, it's just been hard getting everything together and parts at the proper time to be able to kind of put together a live stream. But hopefully we will do one here very soon, I promise. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody stopping by and checking out the video. And, if you guys have come back here more than once, to see one of my videos, please consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on those notifications. Always appreciate it. And enjoyed talking with all you guys in the comments. It's always a good time. So I think that's going to do it for the video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So until next time, y'all, be safe. Be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.